normally we are used to work with 5.1 or even more speakers if we do home cinema. On the MWAVE 2024 it was all completely different. Is it really possible to make a demonstration on a home cinema show with a lot of enthusiasts from all over the world and convince them with only 2 channels? That was the big question. We all like to enjoy movies and music, and of course the goal is always to catch the attention of the director or the musician as best as possible. So we like to hear really all nuances and all emotions what are into that. On the MWAVE 2024 we also try to do that, and we know before that that is a home cinema show where end customers comes over from all over the world to enjoy the best what is possible on home cinema. And we know that we have good components for doing that, and we like to show our modified stuff there, but we had only 2 speakers. And of course we are very thankful that Ascendo helps us out, that we really had the possibility to use the Black Swans from Ascendo, and additional to that 232 subs, and that was quite special. Of course, that's a very, very powerful stereo setup. We have to thank Michael Steven, of course, Rusty, Ryan, who bring this great show to life, and all the helpers there. And also we are very thankful that we could arrange a Barco projector. We had this CinemaScope, Bragi there. Seymour Screens helps us out with the screen, and thanks to all attendees and all people who visit the show and comes to our place, comes into our room, enjoyed it, and makes it also possible that we could catch some reactions and can show you now something. So have fun with the material, and we all hope that we will see us the next time.
Und ich sag, was ist das denn? Und die Frau.
So here's the thing, what just took place just now is exactly what I want to take place the rest of MWAVE. Find some people. Go out to lunch with somebody. Hang out with somebody. Meet somebody. Home theater is awesome. The gear is awesome. But what is most valuable, I believe, in the community is the community. And this stuff's easy, man. Just walk around, I put a banner in front of all the rooms. You can see what brands are in there. Check it out, have fun. See ya! These guys, they're looking for answers. You know, what should I put in my theater room? What should I put in my 2-channel setup? What processor should I go? What projector? What screen? So here's a place they can come and they can see all that stuff.
With those
Yeah, it's like
setups.
yeah. And then sometimes we'll have side-by-side comparison, like projectors. Here's an Epson, here's a Sony, here's a JVC. You know, and of course, when it comes to some of the other ones, get the higher end, the Barcodes and the Christie's.
So I'm Michael. I'm the CEO of Cinemike. This is Cinemike, the real Cinemike. He is the brain behind all the things that we do, and we will explain some of the things that we are actually doing with Apple TV, with the Tilhoff, with all the amps, with the Oppo player, Blue Margin, because we brought our whole modified chain here to the US.
I'm sorry for what happened.
Wow, what is that?
Everyone is talking about clean power supplies. So if you ask a high-end enthusiast, they're always putting a lot of money into the power supply. And that is therefore is a reason, because a clean power supply is very important, of course, for all what the unit is doing. So, but it's a little bit more difficult, because you have a power supply means you have a voltage rail, 12 volt, whatever, 5 volts, and you have, of course, also the 0 volt. And that's all interacting in some way. So that is because the complete system is grounded on some points, and the units in between are also connected in some ways. And that means that overall makes a ground level, what is depending of what each thing in the chain is doing. And I mean also, what is the processor doing? What is the DVD player or Blu-ray player doing? What is the projector doing? And if the chip is switching with high frequency, that creates always high frequency noise, because you have transient things on the switching time. And if you not filter that out, or you have not the right capacitor on that point, that will causes high frequency ground loops. Then you have electromagnetic fields, and that higher up the ground level, because you get noise on the ground, and also the power is noisy. And if you have a noisy ground and a noisy power, then you get issues like jitter in the digital way, and also it reduces the dynamic, of course, also in the analog part.
Normally you will show up on a show like that, and even if you only have 2 speakers, a high quality stereo. you take a CD or even a SACD or something that reproduce or have very high quality standard. But we also put in normal stuff, daily used stuff, what everyone is using the whole day. And we had our modified Apple TV, and there we can also run, of course, YouTube. That is one of the most used apps on a streaming device. So everyone is watching YouTube, of course. And we give the remote the attendees, and also they can decide what they like to hear. And I think it was Jonathan who put in a very interesting piece of music we also not known till then, was the Andre Cavalcante with a very special version of the Ocean Song from Hillsong. It is unbelievable what this guy is doing with only one guitar and his fingers, and he's a very talented fingerstyle artist. And this piece also surprised us because it was new for us, so we are very happy for that you showed this piece of music there, because it's now one of our standard repertoire piece for testing and showing up for people. But it is really difficult to you have to think about two things if you running YouTube. YouTube has a lot of flaws. It's not the highest quality technical wise. If you use a YouTube video stream, you have normally maximum 192 kilobits per second in an AAC format. So you have a compressed format with not even a high resolution. And then you have to handle a well-recorded piece of music there with a lot of transient dynamics, because he's playing the guitar and make a lot of strings inside. And in the back layer you have a very sensitive harmonic melody. And this combination, because between transient dynamics and melody, well reproduced, will put a lot of emotion in the room. And it was really interesting for us to enjoy that, and also the audience were very happy with that.
Really good.
That sounded excellent.
So what do you guys do with the Apple TV? It's different. I've never heard of your company.
Yeah, we do a lot of stuff on the main board and in the power supply, because we will show some stuff later that explains all of that.
Okay.
With measurement comparison using the oscilloscope.
What we do is, on the Apple TV, we modify, of course, the power supply. But this problem are not coming from the power supply. So that is coming backwards from the little power supplies, which supplies on the main board, what are on that voltage. So that is what we're trying to do on each point in the units, of course. That is one major important point. And we're doing that also on the chips. And the most difficult points are really this DC-DC converter. So it's like a little switch mode power supply, what is on the main board, what creates out of this input voltage the voltages for all chips. The DC-DC converter are switching between 100 kilohertz and 1 megahertz mostly, and that is the noise that is coming from that. And that you can reduce, but you can't reduce that if you modify only the power supply. You have to modify on the main board the backward part, so that you filter out what the DC-DC converters are.
Of course, we also used a lot of high-resolution audio. And for that, we also take the Apple TV, the modified Apple TV, as a source and played something from Tidal. And one piece also, one attendee comes with that. We are very thankful for that, this piece, Michael brings it to us, and he brings a piece from Jeff Castellucci, and this guy makes a very, very, very nice version of the Sound of Silence. And what is special about this piece is that it really will hit your room. So there's a lot of bass inside. So you have this guy with this clarity voice and a very deep voice also, but below this voice they also put a lot of bass energy frequencies. So they the complete bass area below 100 hertz down to below 20 are really pushed into the room. So if you have any remote problems, you will realize that with this piece. So that is really tricky to reproduce, because you have to handle the bass, and on the same time the clarity of the voice has to be stable. And the most systems, or also the rooms, have a lot of problems with such kind of material. So it's very good test material, this piece, and also a lot of fun, because the whole people are very really smiling if they heard that. And it was also surprising, because this energy from the voice and the bass was that amazing that really all are enjoying that. And you have to check that out. Put in Jeff Castellucci, The Sound of Silence, on Tidal over the modified Apple TV.
Sing it, baby. I got you. I haven't heard this version.
I introduced them to this
I
one.
haven't heard this version.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
That's what I'm talking about. I gotta Shazam that one. Sounds.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because the vision softly creeping left its seed while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence.
You know, guys, I mean, it takes, the whole chain needs to be on par.
Right.
And so that's why the source, of course, becomes a very, very big part when you have a speaker that really reveals all these details, you know?
We changed nearly 600 parts on the S&D area. So if you watch inside, you not really see so much, because they are so small. I have some components there on the table, if someone likes to look. It's very, very small, and we stacked that on each other in some points.
Sometimes
so that
you put one on top of, because there's no space.
So like little skyscrapers on the board, because you don't have the space. The manufacturer don't put the space for that, and also it's not possible, because you can't go far away, especially if you are working on a high frequency area. You have to put the components as close as possible to the point, and that's really tricky.
I'm a little crazy here, but the center mic sounds is clear. Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying.
The components y'all change, where do y'all source them from? Where do y'all get those from?
That's normal industrial stuff. So it's not, of course, the interesting part is that not the best you can buy is always the best for the situation. Because sometimes you need damping, sometimes you need a not good component to fix the problem you have. That is also we have to learn over the years that at the beginning that is what every human will do. If you find out, oh, that is good, a low ESR capacitor, for example. Everyone says low ESR is the best, but the ESR is depending on the frequency. It's not on each frequency the same. So the low ESR capacitor is good on one frequency, mostly in the kilohertz area, because they are developed to perform best on the output from a switch mode supply, that is acting in that frequency range.
At the end of the
For
day,
that,
it reduces the noise to get more.
yeah, at the end, yeah. If you make it easy, we reduce the noise, higher the dynamic range, and reduce the jitter, because on the digital area we have the zeros and ones, what of course are not really zeros and ones. It is a voltage. It goes from 0 to 3.3 or back again. And this rising ramps they are important, that they are stable and without noise, because if they are noisy and they are doing this, and that causes jitter, because the time
So how does jitter convert to the audio? What does that affect? What do we?
Yeah, the effect is always, I describe that the jitter using is mostly more precise focusing or placement in the depth and in the space.
Okay.
So what the most here realized is that you have a perfect center. Yeah, of course it's also because the speakers are good and we have perfectly aligned that and all that. That's all part of the whole system.
Right.
So because you can judge only one. It's all in the chain. What is important?
If you go to the input of the 5-volt regulator, so that don't fit the screen here.
That's what I mean. The input of the DC-DC converter.
You have really a lot, and if you look at on the modified one, you see that's really less. So that's around factor 12 better.
Sounds like the audio version of MADV or Chris. It's for me, it's almost a three-dimensional. On the first one, it's like the voice separated. With the second one, it blended together.
The most important is the emotion behind that, the reason why they are singing that song. That is what catches us. What is why we also spend a lot of effort and money and all that, because we like to feel what was the reason for that. Yeah? If you watch a movie like Dune, that's a very big movie, and you have to feel that. Yeah? That's what the director also intended.
You will never lose me as long as you stay who you are.
Consider what you're about to do before the trade is
silence! This prophecy is how they enslave us! You are not prepared for what is to come.
Yes, you see that? It's called goosebumps.
That's impressive.
Thank you. This is awesome.
I love watching movie trailers. Everyone is like an emotional summary of the movie itself, with the purpose of convincing the audience in usually 2 minutes. In my opinion, the trailer who does this the best in the last year was the third trailer of Dune Part 2. It masterfully handles dynamics. The way or the timing, it uses the music of Hans Zimmer in combination with the sound effects, and even find a way to come back to calm again. Creates kind of an emotional inhalation and exhalation, what is so vivid that it has to take you away. The voices in the trailer range from the smallest whisper to even very powerful shouts. It's really interesting to note that the loudest word shouted in the trailer is the word silence. In real life, something like this would probably result in explicit prolonged silence. But the trailer also knows to counter that by giving you a brief moment of silence, only to shatter it again with an explosion. What this demonstrates is those who really understand dynamic can truly captivate an audience and evoke strong emotions. A good sound system's role is to faithfully reproduce these nuances. From the faintest subtleties to very powerful shouts or even explosions in a well-balanced manner.
So any other normal company would call a 21-inch, that's their main sub. Yeah. They're like, that's my kick sub. That's, right. That's 80 hertz for me. Yeah. If you want to dig deep, you get one of these. Yeah. That'll cover the low end. Sure. So most other companies, their 21s, if they go that big, or 18,
they're big ones, yeah.
That's their main sub.
What is the reason we need that subwoofers? Of course, the room was big, and if you have a big room, you need also more subwoofers to fill the room with pressure. And we had a lot of music, but music is not normally not that deep. Yeah, if you put in a Sound of Silence from Jeff Cassonucci, maybe it goes deep, and also music has some examples for deep bass, of course. But if it comes to movies, then it's a complete different thing. And we showed a lot of movie trailers on the show, and one was the Dune Part 2 trailer, what is really amazing. But there was another trailer what really hits the room even more, and that was the Twister trailer. So we had this second Twister trailer, and there's so much dynamic inside and so much deep bass. So if you will feel really a Twister in your room, you need a lot of pressure, and these subs are able to bring this pressure into the room. So it's like Michael said in our trailer,
which will shake the room for sure.
Yeah, the 32-inch subs will. The trailer in combination with these subs really not only shake the rooms, you really feel the air moving in the room, and that fits really perfectly to that what was happening on the screen. So you have this Twister what is destroying a lot on the screen, and of course also there are a lot of transient dynamics, and the main focus of this trailer is on the effects, of course. So it's a little different than the Dune trailer, because the Dune trailer is more about voices, also small details and timing issues, music. And this trailer really shows the possibility of the system to reproduce effects on highest level. And we have of course run the whole chain mostly over reference level, and that is not so easy. If you will handle or you will push into the room the same amount of pressure with a trailer where normally all speakers are pushing into the room, then the two speakers have to make a lot more SPL, and that is only possible if you have speakers and a system in the background what can handle that in a perfect manner and without distortions. So a lot of people were enjoying this and were very surprised, how is that possible with only 2 speakers.
If we pull this off, it could help save thousands of lives. You don't face your fears. You ride them.
They need to intensify it.
You ever seen anything like this?
Never.
I felt it on my hairs. This is like, man.
Wow.
Endless dynamic.
Yeah. Headroom. All the adjectives you want to come up with.
That thing stopped on a dime.
Yeah, there's airflow. Yeah.
This is stupid.
Holy Scheiße. Next time we bring 5 or more.
Yeah. Wow.
It's like the movies about like all the
The twister and you're feeling the way.
Yeah, but the other thing is there's only 2 speakers.
Yeah.
There's nothing else behind us, over us, around us. It's just those 2 front speakers.
Yeah.
That was next level.
You know when your audience is all smiling and laughing, you're good.
And we'll do something right.
The crazy guys from Germany.
So pretty much any kind of interference, you have 2 choices: either eliminate why you had it in the first place or drain it. So y'all were trying to eliminate it in the first place.
Yeah, you have to find the problem on the right spot,
Right.
and to reduce it.
Anyway, I mean, it's a very impressive demo, I have to admit, especially because it's a non-treated room. Right. It's a speaker that controls the room quite nicely, you know, and with only 232s in a big room like that, you know, we extend fairly low.
So what you said about it being only two speakers, I'm here now. I'm like focused on that because it sounds like I'm in a big theater. You know, I'm not even realizing there's no surround sound. Like it's not even on my mind. It's just like a big, huge amount of sound coming toward me. It's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine this with multi-channel.
Yeah.
It's multiplied.
Sounds really good.
Yeah. Thank you. Wow. Yeah, thank you so much. Man, that sounds so good.
Take me home to the place I belong.
Let me record it. There you go.
West Virginia. I don't know the name.
Hi, people. My flight leaves in about 2 hours. Thank you, Michael. It's good to meet you.
That's right. It was nice to meet you.
I will definitely keep in touch.
Yeah, cool.
And should have your videos ready out as soon as Ellie is next couple of days.
That's what happened.